Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of my favourite characters in Macbeth, and that's Banquo. And I think you can get so much out of an analysis of Banquo, and it can work with any essay you're writing. Moreover, it's a really interesting character to look at the way Shakespeare uses his characters to ultimately feed into our understanding of Macbeth as a whole. So let's get started. I'm going to talk today about 5 key things that are really important with regard to how Shakespeare uses Banquo. These are going to be, number 1, the psychological impact that Banquo has on Macbeth. Number 2, the relationship that Banquo has with Macbeth, and in particular with the witches and his witness of the witches. Number 3, his own soliloquy and thoughts about Macbeth and as they develop throughout the play. Number 4, the physical drama that Shakespeare uses Banquo for. And number 5, a little bit of context with the source for Macbeth and Banquo's relationship to James I. So I've got my text here. Let's get started. So first of all, I'm talking about the psychological impact that Banquo has on Macbeth. Now, right from the beginning, we know that Banquo is involved with listening to the witches, and here's his own predictions. And the prediction that the witches give Banquo is that his sons will be kings, that he will beget kings himself. Now, straight away, this bothers Macbeth. Macbeth thinks that he needs to dominate, and he's bothered by the fact that he might become king but not have any heirs. And of course, this was a massive preoccupation of every king, that they should have heirs and produce heirs to the crown. So Banquo's prediction at the beginning of the play that he receives from the witches really gets under Macbeth's skin. Let me just read you a short passage here. Our fears in Banquo stick deep. And a little further on, there is none but he whose being I do fear. So he really is saying here that Banquo has got under his skin. And later on, even after Banquo is dead, it's the life of Fleance, the fact that Fleance continued to live, that troubles Macbeth. And he talks about, if it hadn't been for Fleance still existing, Macbeth himself would be safe. So there's a lot of psychological trouble that Banquo's existence causes Macbeth. This continues, of course, after Banquo's death, and the psychological trouble is presented physically in the form of the ghost at the banquet. And some critics indeed talk about this as being an exposition of Macbeth's guilt and a visual help for the audience to explore Macbeth's own guilt and his own conscience. So Banquo is used by Shakespeare to really illuminate these psychological issues that Macbeth has. Secondly, I'm going to talk about the witches, and the witches are key to Macbeth's development and his pursuit of the crown. But of course, Banquo is there to witness the witches as well. He receives his own promise of his sons becoming kings. But the key thing here is that Banquo questions the witches. He talks about maybe that he and Macbeth have eaten of the insane root. He talks about maybe they've lost their reason because they've seen these witches. He questions the witches. He says sometimes these witches tell truths to bring harm, or to win us to our harm, is the quotation. So here we've got Banquo being a little bit more discerning and thoughtful about the witches. And indeed later on, Banquo says that he has a dream about the witches. He asks Macbeth about the witches again, and Macbeth says, "Oh, I don't think about them at all." But of course we know he has been thinking about them, an outright lie. He promises to talk to Banquo later about the witches, but Banquo is a little bit more discerning, a little bit more thoughtful. And he does sometimes perhaps give an indication that he does want his children to be kings, and perhaps this might become part of his future. This brings me on to the next point, the point where Banquo is given a soliloquy by Shakespeare. And this is a really important part of the play not to overlook. I'm looking at the beginning of Act 3 here. Banquo is on stage alone and he's addressing Macbeth in the second person. "Thou hast it now, King Cawdor Glamis all," he says. But he adds, "and I fear thou play'st most foully for it." So he is introducing here to the audience that he has doubts about Macbeth. He is saying, "I'm not sure about this. There has been foul play here." And at the end of this soliloquy, he does talk about the witches, and he says, "May they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more." So he's saying, well, perhaps they'll predict for me good things, and perhaps my life will turn out well. But he silences himself, partly perhaps because he thinks some people might be coming, he doesn't want to be overheard, but partly because he is pushing down these ideas about moving himself on and promoting himself. So that soliloquy is really important, a place in the play where Shakespeare shows a character initially reflecting against Macbeth, and of course the audience knows how foully Macbeth has played, but the story is beginning to break amongst other people, beginning to cross their minds. Okay, my fourth point is about the physical drama involved with Banquo. Now, we know this is a tragedy of a particular era, and people were really interested in ghosts and witchcraft at this point. And here, Shakespeare does not pass up an opportunity to use a great ghost at the banquet scene. And this would be really visually appealing for people and bring a lot of drama and tension, and maybe even, played in the right way, a little bit of laughter to the banquet scene, as we see Macbeth being literally haunted by his conscience, and nobody else on stage is seeing the ghost, but he's actually addressing the ghost, he speaks to the ghost. And this, of course, is very worrying for Lady Macbeth and worrying for other people that are observing this on stage. Another aspect of physical drama on stage associated with Banquo is the actual moment when he's murdered. And this is quite a brutal scene. He calls out for his son Fleance to go and flee. And it's a scene where the father is being killed in front of the son, and the murderers are there in cold blood, killing someone who they have been employed to kill. So there is a very sort of bloody opportunity here for Shakespeare to show and demonstrate how evil Macbeth really is. And this is exacerbated by Macbeth's sort of casual way that he approaches this murder. On the one hand, he is talking to Banquo for a few moments before Banquo leaves for his ride, and the next moment he turns and talks to the murderers and effectively employs them to kill Banquo, who he's just been conversing with. So all these moments of the ghost, the murder, and this physical, almost two-sidedness that we get from Macbeth talking to Banquo on the one hand, then talking to his murderers on the next, really illuminate the rather horrific nature of Macbeth's character. My very last point here is about King James and the source for Shakespeare, which you will know is Holinshed's Histories. And Holinshed was writing histories about the monarchy and about the history of Scotland. In those histories, he paints Banquo in a much worse light than Shakespeare does. He insinuates that Banquo is involved with the murder of Duncan, and Macbeth takes this as his source and he makes Banquo look a lot better. He removes Banquo from being involved in the murder, and he shows Banquo being brutally killed. And Banquo is loyal and honest and honourable in this play that we have, as told by Shakespeare. Now, this is a change implemented by Shakespeare, and I'm sure some of you will know already that this is in order to flatter James I. James I can trace his relationship back through history to Banquo. So he is a descendant of Banquo. We have here an attempt by Shakespeare to flatter James and say, actually, your relative was very good. I'm airbrushing the bad bits out of him, and I am saying that he actually was a good chap and he was an honourable chap, and I'm using him to illustrate how bad Macbeth was. Okay, so they're my 5 key points about Banquo and about why I think he's such an important and interesting character in the analysis of this play. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Go and search for some more on the channel if you want to learn more about the details and the sources of Macbeth. I'll see you next time.